planet's getting hotter, the polar ice caps are melting. Around the world, alpine glaciers are in retreat, and I wanted to make a contribution that could be significant. So I was thinking about how the polar ice caps reflect sunlight back into space and cool the planet, and that's where the white roofs idea came from. When sunlight lands on a dark roof, most of it's absorbed and converted into what we call heat, which is light at longer wavelengths, and heat can't get back through the atmosphere because it gets absorbed by the greenhouse gases there. When sunlight lands on a white roof, a significant amount is reflected and much of that passes back through the atmosphere into space. So the atmosphere is transparent to sunlight but opaque to heat, and that's why white roofs help cool the planet.
The white roof is striking, and when I thought about doing it, it was definitely a different colour from the colour I was expecting to paint the roof. But it's like buying a white car, you get used to it and you become quite attached to it. I think it looks quite smart. The neighbours that can see it are happy with it, so yeah, I'm very proud of it.
The total roofing area in New Zealand is roughly 200 million square metre. If 30% was made white, then that would cancel enough carbon dioxide emissions, roughly 20 million tonnes, to be like taking roughly 70,000 cars off the road for each year of the 20-year lifetime of the paint. Many well-known New Zealand businesses have used white roofs to manage heat loads on their roofs, such as Sylvia Park Shopping Centre. Most pack and save supermarkets have got white roofs. A good example of a large white roof is Auckland Airport.
It's been a standard colour for airport buildings for as long as people can remember. The white roofs are actually done as part of the original design. I mean, airports recognise the importance of having a light covered surface on a sizable piece of infrastructure to help with reducing heat gain within the terminal building, and that in turn allows you to reduce the amount of energy you consume on cooling.
The next step in the project is to put in together an 18-month white roofs campaign to promote white roofs to businesses, the public, councils and government, and work on that's already started. For instance, Auckland Council has decided to incorporate white roofs in the Auckland plan.
There's a commitment that the Council has to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions by 40% by 2040. And what we're doing in order to make it happen is we're doing a whole bunch of studies across a whole bunch of work streams, and part of that will be looking at white roofs and what they can do. So I would expect within about 6 months we'll have some good numbers that will demonstrate that white roofs are a very realistic option for Auckland Council to be encouraging and also implementing on our own buildings.
We're aware of the White Roofs campaign and we've offered our support to it because we understand the value of it. I mean, we've implemented it here as a major piece of infrastructure. So in effect, Auckland Airport, like other airports around the world, could offer a case study.
I think it's a fantastic project. Ian's really motivated. He's, I think, an expert in that space. He's passionate.
Within 5 years, I'd like to see white roofs ingrained in New Zealand culture as a sound, sustainable measure.
It's a painless thing to do, and if it is making a difference, then why shouldn't we replace the Greenland ice cap with white roofs?
Anything that could significantly reduce that energy use and therefore reduce the nation's carbon footprint has got to be a good way forward.
They make a big difference. They make a big difference to climate change. It's easy, it's cheap, everybody should be doing it. It's happening overseas, it should be happening here.